Hello everyone, I am back with another crystal video. This time I decided to share with you guys a few crystals that over the years since I have been working with crystals, they held my interest, or I was super curious about them, and sometimes that led me to try to acquire like a few different versions of them. And so these crystals, they have like a special place in my heart, I guess you would say. I think I'm going to start with these ones here. These are Tibetan quartz. At least that's how they were marketed. They usually have these dark inclusions. I'm not sure what they are made of, but for a while there I was really interested in getting more of these Tibetan quartz. And these three pieces actually come from the same shop where I used to buy crystals. It was a shop on Instagram. So as I was saying, these ones were being sold as Tibetan quartz, and I really liked them. When I got them, I was just like so in love with them. This one I'm pretty sure might be Tibetan quartz because of you can see it has like this shadowy inclusions that kind of match this one. This one I'm not so sure, but I still liked it because it was kind of double terminated. And even though sometimes when you see crystals like in the Instagram shops or in the shops, the more perfect the crystal, the better. Sometimes we think it's better, but this little guy, he is all rough, rough and tumbled, and I just love that about it. So I've had it for a very long time because I remember Tibetan quartz being one of the first crystals that I started to get interested in, and I had this like obsession with getting more. And yeah, I did find a bunch more, but not all of them called to me. So these three are three Tibetan quartz that have been in my collection that are very special to me. I love that they're not perfect. I love the little imperfections they have, like this one, how it's not like super clear and it's broken. I think that just adds character to the crystals as well. Besides, with crystals, it's not really, sometimes it is about the appearance, like if you're using a crystal for gazing, but it's about the energy and how they feel to you. And so that was Tibetan quartz. And then the next crystal that I'll share with you, I don't remember the order in which I was super interested in them, but there was a time when I was really drawn to celestite, also known as celestine. And this one just has this like beautiful blue quartz look to it. And I don't know if I've mentioned, but when a crystal has parts of the stone where it grew, I just feel like it's extra special. I'm not sure why, but that's my preferred. If I could get a stone that has a little chunk of the rock that it was attached to, I would pick that one over like a perfect one. So these three are celestine pieces. This one kind of reminds me of a crescent or waxing moon, and it has this little points here. It's really beautiful. So celestine. I also got this little egg a while ago. Celestine is really good for connecting with the angelic realm, is how I was first introduced to it. And that is how I used it as I started to try to connect with my guardian angel and then other angelic beings. It's a very soothing stone, and it feels very high vibration, like a high energy stone. So definitely good for working and connecting with your guides, and especially if you work with angel energies. And then similar in color and function, I guess, is Angelite, which is I think it's called something anhydrite. Angelite is like the trademark name that people use, and sometimes they can sell things at a higher price. So this is a rough piece of Angelite or anhydrite, and this is a tumbled piece. And these two are also good for connecting with angels and guides, but I've also noticed that it's good for communication and throat chakra work. And I used to, at the beginning of my work with crystals, I gravitated a lot to the rough stones and rarely felt interested in the tumbled stones. Now I'm kind of a combination of interest. If I am interested in the stone, I will try to get a tumbled piece and also a rough piece to see how the energy feels different in the two versions. But also tumble stones, they last longer, because sometimes when you have a rough piece and you mix it in with other crystals, it can scratch them or it can start breaking off. So while they still feel pretty good to like hold in your hand, they can get damaged more easily in my experience. So that was Angelite, and I can go down here to these ones. This is a Masonite, and it's another of my all-time favorite. They're all my all-time favorite. I'm gonna try not to say that they're my favorite. This is a really beautiful piece of a Masonite that I wrapped, and before I used to wrap crystals and make pendants. This one I never got to sold, and sometimes I wear it, but it's very heavy, so I don't always wear it, but I still keep it in its wrapped state because I just love the color. I love the shape. It was just a really great rough stone to wrap as a necklace. This one is a newer piece of Masonite that I just got recently, and I really like it because it has some like sparkly parts. I don't know if you can see. It's dark already, and I'm using all the light I can get from artificial lighting. There's like this like shimmer here in this tumbled stone. Maybe you can see, maybe not. And then this one was a piece that was supposed to be like this big, but it arrived broken from the seller. I really love this one because it has these little inclusions of smoky quartz, and I have actually seen a Masonite with smoky quartz and lepidolite, which I think is so cool. That would be like a power stone too, because a Masonite for me, and the way that it has helped me, is that whenever I start connecting with a Masonite, sorry, I put some Vaseline on my hands because they were super dry, and I just looking at it here in my nails. A Masonite is really good for helping you connect with your authentic self, and whenever I feel called to work with a Masonite, it's because I'm about to uncover or unearth a layer of something about myself that maybe I have been neglecting or denying or trying not to see. So I really love a Masonite for doing self-development work around authenticity, and it is a calming stone. And someone, the person that I buy crystals from, she mentioned that a Masonite was a really good stone for helping with communication, helping me or whoever works with it be more assertive and just speak your mind more. So that's another way that you can work with a Masonite. I'm noticing that there's like this bluish purplish theme, and then there's like this a little bit of darker crystals here. So I'll continue on with the blue. These different pieces are a stone called Iolite, and for the longest time I thought it was Lowlight, but it's Iolite. And this is a rough piece of Iolite. It did not break. This is how it was. I think I almost wrapped this one as a necklace, and this one is also a piece of Iolite, but it's tumbled, and this one is also tumbled. This one, my friend who she used to sell crystals but no longer sells crystals, she tumbled a few stones herself, and so that's why it has this more rough look, because I don't think she polished the ones she tumbled. And then this one is a polished and tumbled Iolite, and I really love Iolite. I spent like a whole month connecting. Well, over the years it's been more than a month, but as I was getting to know each of my different crystals, I would spend like a month with one particular stone and just see how it made me feel when I had it, how it made me feel when I didn't have it, and any other messages that I was receiving. I also did a lot of research online, read some books about crystals as I was learning. So a Masonite for me, Iolite for me is also a really good stone for psychic development, for working with your intuition and other psychic abilities. And it has this feeling of like a if I can describe it, like winter. It has this like cool, calming, serene stillness to it. I really like working with a Masonite. I keep calling it a Masonite, Iolite. So Iolite, I think, is one stone that's kind of underrated. I'm gonna move a Masonite here because they want all the attention. Underrated in the sense that I don't see like a lot of people talking about it, or a lot of shops selling it. But if it calls to you and you're just looking at it makes you interested in it, I would highly recommend. And sometimes, so here we have like the stillness of winter, right? So another stone that I was really interested in at a point in the last few years was sunstone. So these are two rough pieces of sunstone. I don't think I have any tumbled or polished sunstone, but I can't remember right now, so I'm gonna have to see. So sunstone, I don't know the composition of it, but like if I put them next to a Masonite, they're like the opposite in my mind. They have this like warmth and vibrancy of summer. So then my friend, who no longer sells crystals but sold, I bought a bunch of my crystals from her. She had these a Masonite with sunstone stones, and I think there's a few more that I'm missing, but I just love when crystals combine like this. And so I remember taking a picture of them like this and saying that this one, Iolite with sunstone, was if these two had a baby. This is the result. This one has a little bit less. I really like how sunstone can be really shimmery. I don't think I have a tumbled piece, but I would really like one. Anyway, this one is like a bridging the, maybe it can be like the spring stone, since it's bridging winter with summer. And then another stone that I think I have another, a smaller version. It's petersite. This one is kind of rare and hard to come by, so I was lucky to find this tumbled piece with one of the people that I usually buy crystals from. And petersite, these two have been hanging out together in my sacred space. I feel like they belong together. Like they have complementary energy. Iolite helping you with psychic development, Petersite is also really good for that, for working with the tarot. So I, even though it's not like a huge piece and I don't have like a rough version of it, I'm really happy to have at least this one piece of Petersite. So these two hang out together. And then I went through a phase where I was really interested in black quartz, which I later found out they were called morion quartz, and that's how I came to have these three pieces. This one is I think this was one of the first stones where I spent like a lot, what I consider to be a lot of money to get it, and I was not I do not regret that purchase. It was not a lot now that I think about it. It was like $50, I think. I've purchased more expensive stones, like this really large smoky quartz one that I think I paid like $70 for. But usually I don't buy super expensive crystals. So this is one of the most expensive ones, and it's super heavy. And it's this beautiful dark morion quartz with these like juicy bits here. It has a lot of like triangles, which I've learned are record keepers. This is the back. It doesn't have a lot of like the matrix where it was born. I have been worried about this one not being like a natural quartz because of how faded the color is here compared to the smoky quartz that I showed in my previous video that has the coloring like throughout. So sometimes there's smoky quartz that are artificially irradiated to have that dark color. I think I have one of those. I didn't bring it, but I might do a comparison between a natural smoky quartz and an irradiated one, artificially irradiated. So this one's a morion quartz, and this one is also a morion quartz. It was supposed to be longer, like about this long, but it arrived broken. That's one of the worst things that could happen when you're buying crystals online, that they arrive broken. So this one arrived broken, and I gave the piece to my friend. I sent it overseas, and I really love these little growths here on this quartz. I don't know if you can see or if it's gonna come out blurry. I tried to look into what it might be. Someone said it might be beryl because of the shapes. I'm not sure, but I just really like it. These ones remind me of octopus tentacles that have been cut. So for a while I was calling them my octopus quartz. But you see how rich the dark color is? I mean, it's in the middle because it's broken. So maybe at the end it would have been a little more like this one. And then another one that I might unwrap it here to show you. This dark one, it was pretty cheap when I bought it from someone on Etsy, and when I received it I realized why. It's because it's had a very rough life. So I think the picture that was sold or was shown on Etsy, on the Etsy listing, was this way, and I didn't mind because, like I said, I'm not looking for like perfection when it comes to crystals. I think that the more rough they are, the more like real they feel to me. But I was disappointed to see how beat up it was when I received it. And this looks like it happened through like the process of digging it up. It's a pretty large wand. It's just really damaged. So I still love it though. And because it's kind of rough here to hold and I'm worried that it's gonna break, I made it into this like smudging wand kind of. So I put this feather on it and this spirit quartz from my friend Kia's shop, and then I just wrapped it, and that's how I have been keeping it. So I'll wrap it again, But I went through a phase where I was really interested in these dark morion quartz, and I bought a few from my collection. Right now, let's see, what have I been interested in? The most recent purchases that I've made will have to be in another video, but I haven't gotten interested in like a specific stone where I like search for it. I'm calling it into my reality, like I was with Iolite, Angelite, Celestite, the Tibetan Quartz, and a Masonite. So right now I have purchased a few different crystals that maybe I can share in another video. But these ones, they have a special place in my heart, and I feel like I have a story for each of the pieces because they were so special when I was getting them, and they just feel very special compared to some other crystals. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that maybe you discovered a few new crystals, or maybe you saw some here that you already use and love. And I thank you so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe and stay tuned about my future videos. I don't just do crystals, I will share my journals and my tarot journey as well. So thank you so much.